everyone, and welcome back. I'm just going to go through some fundamentals with you. This is for those of us that have never done Pilates before, or for those of us that want just a bit of a refresher. So first of all, let's just stand on the flat surface, so you're not on your mat. The mats can sometimes be a bit uneven, and just look down and make sure that your feet are hip width distance apart, so they're about hip width distance, okay? Now we need to make sure also that the weight is evenly distributed through your big toe, little toe and into your heel. So you don't want everything too far forwards or too far back. So just be aware of that. Then your shoulders, we want the shoulders to be stabilised. So the shoulders come up and then you melt them down your back. Breathe in through the nose and out through your mouth. So just be aware how your shoulders are feeling. And in Pilates we call this a soft V shape. So think of your shoulders sliding down your back, melting them down, keeping them down. Let's just do a couple more like that. So breathing in and out. One more shoulder roll and then just release. Okay, so first of all, how is your spine? Your spine has got natural curves in it. You've got one around your neck, you've got one around the base of your spine. So I want you to imagine that you are holding a bucket of water. So let's put one hand on the front of our pelvis, one hand on the back of our pelvis, and then I want you to tip that water forwards. So when you tip your water forwards, you can see you've got that big arch in your back. And that's not good for your bones or your joints. Then when you tuck your tailbone under, we sometimes call that the flat back, all the water's spilling the other way, but also that's not good for your back. And we think we need to be in our neutral spine. So neutral is going to be somewhere between those two extremes. And neutral is where that bowl of water is still. It is level, that bucket of water. Okay, so your transversus abdominis, the belt that's inside of you. Imagine it's got 10 notches on it. So first of all, we're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, pull it in as tight as you can. How tight is that? So tight. Now hold it in tightly and try and breathe out. So there's hardly any room when you do that. So you don't want to be bracing yourself. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out now, let's drop it down to about the 5th notch on the belt. A bit more manageable. Breath in, and as you breathe out, drop that belt down to about the 3rd notch. So your 3rd notch, you can feel it. Okay? Take another breath in, and breathe out, and release. Okay, the other set of muscles you need to work with are your pelvic floor muscles. So imagine you're trying to stop yourself passing water. It's that feeling of lifting, of drawing up inside of you. So imagine a lift, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, lift up that pelvic floor right up to the 10th floor. Can you hold it there and try and breathe out? Again, it feels there's no room to breathe. Take another breath in, and as you breathe out, now let's drop that pelvic floor down halfway. 5th floor. Take a breath in. As you breathe it, drop it down, 3rd floor. Hold it that gentle contraction. Breathe in and out and release. Okay, so Pilates breathing, because we're working abdominally, we've got to breathe a bit higher. We have to breathe into our back, lateral, thoracic, so into your sides, into your back. Sides, lateral, thoracic, into the back. Okay, so place your hands around your rib cage and have your longest fingers touching. Shoulders are down. So I want you to have that longest fingers actually glued together at the moment. Now your shoulders are down, remember our soft V shape. Pull your belt in, your TA, lift your pelvic floor. Now breathe in. And as you breathe in, can you feel those fingertips come apart? And then breath out. They return. Breath in. And out. Keep those deep abdominals connected. Breathing in. And out. Another way to feel it, put your hands on the sides of you, but have your palms facing outwards. So your palms are facing away from you. And you're going to feel your rib cage expanding. So the hands, they're not too low down, they're sort of in the middle or just underneath your armpits. And then again, breathe in. And out. Now keep pulling in the belt, lift the pelvic floor, breathe in. And out. Deep breath in. Keep connecting your center, breath out, keep connecting as you breathe out. Okay, so that shows you that you can work abdominally, you can pull these muscles up and in and still breathe. It does take practice, so just be aware of that. Right, so from here, we're going to come down into the floor. So we're going to roll down to the floor, just gently rolling down. You're going to bend our knees, come into the ground, and bring your legs round to the front. And then I want you to bend your knees and lower yourself to the floor. Now, if you know you can't get down slowly, just drop to the side, and then from the side, come onto your backs. We just talked about neutral spine standing, and we need to also think about neutral spine while we're lying down. So from here, imagine that bowl of water across your front now. Now let's use our hands as the bowl. Put your thumbs into your navel and your fingertips are going down towards your pubic bone. And you can feel the size of your hands on your hip bones as well. And gently just rock your pelvis up and down. Another visualization is to think of your hands being a compass. So your thumbs are north, fingers are south. So first of all, let's go into north. Okay, so you're pushing down, and then you're going to go the other way. So just rocking up and down, imprinting and arching, and then come halfway. So when you lift your head, if you lift your head now, you should just see your thumb sticking up or your first fingers. Everything should be flat and level. Okay, lower your head down. So now from side to side, so gently rock side to side. So your west and your east, that bowl is tipping from side to side. And now bring that bowl level and still. Okay, now underneath your lower back, you've got that little curve. Some of you are going to be able to feel that curve underneath you. Some of you, you'll know there's that sense of space there. So let's just attempt one exercise, the Pilates curl. You can keep one hand underneath you, place the other hand underneath your head to support it. As you lift your head and chest, nothing's happening in your lower back. So you do not want to be tucking and pushing down into your hand. Imagine if there was a sponge underneath your lower back and it's got water in it. None of the water's spilling, pushing out. Take a breath in and then breathe out, lower down. So now you can take your hand away, put the other hand behind your head, and then again lift up without anything happening in your lower back. Take a breath in and breathe out, lower. So add on from here, float one leg off the ground, so we've had a bit more weight onto our back now. And now we're going to see, can we lift the head without moving or pushing that water out of our sponge, and then lower down. Can you bring both legs off the floor without moving your lower back, without jamming it into the floor? If you can, both legs are off the ground, and again, breathing it out as you lift. Keep pulling in that belt inside of you. Take a breath in, breathe out as you lower down. So you can add a bit more challenge, a bit more weight onto your lower back by taking your legs further away from the centre. So maybe you're going to straighten the legs and then again lift the head. And if you feel that you've started to arch your back, then you can bring your legs a bit higher. So we're lifting the head and chest, you're breathing out as you lift, you'll take a breath in to pause, and then you'll breathe out, lower down. So really always finding where can I go without my lower back moving up and down. So we're not moving that lower back. Maybe you've got to bring both feet down and then lift up. Take a breath in and breathe out, lower down. Okay, hug your knees into your chest. Release your neck, head to one side to the other. And then drop your knees down to one side, upper body, and then come back up to seated. Okay, so that's just a little refresher or beginners fundamentals for you so that you know what to do when you're in a class. It will just help you. And if you've got any questions, then please just let me know down below, and I hope to see you for the next instalment of Pilates with Teresa. Thank you.